Good morning, good morning. Welcome to Morning Poems and Prayers for Tuesday the 10th of February, 2026, my friends. Great to be here with you. Close your eyes, turn within. Let's take 3 deep breaths together. Here's the first one. And release. Second deep breath together. And release, nice sigh. Third deep breath together. Stretch. And release. Thank you, God. Here we go, praying in. I am my I am presence, and I am one with my Father, Mother God. I am also one with the I am presence of every man, woman, and child on earth, the entire company of heaven, the angelic kingdom, the elemental kingdom, and Gaia, Mother Earth. I give heartfelt and sincere thanks for the sacred gift of my life and of life itself. I ask my I am presence to consecrate every thought, word, feeling, and action which I express throughout this day with more love and more light for myself and my world. Lord, make me an instrument of thy peace. Where there is hatred, let me sow love. Where there is injury, pardon. Where there is doubt, faith. Where there is despair, hope. Where there is darkness, light. Where there is sorrow, joy. O Divine Master, grant that I may not so much seek to be consoled as to console, to be understood as to understand, to be loved as to love. For it is in giving that we receive. It is in pardoning that we are forgiven. And it is in dying that we are born to eternal life. I am the open door of the violet flame. I am my I am presence, and I am one with the I am presence of all humanity. As one voice, one breath, one heartbeat, and one energy, vibration, and consciousness of pure divine love, we invoke the most intensified frequencies of the fifth dimensional crystalline solar violet flame of God's infinite perfection that cosmic law will allow. Beloved Saint Germain and your legions of fifth dimensional violet flame archangels, we ask that you blaze, blaze, blaze this violet flame with the power and might of 1,000 suns in, through, and around every thought, feeling, word, action, memory, and belief that humanity has ever expressed in any time frame or dimension, both known and unknown, that is reflecting anything less than heaven on earth. Transmute this energy, cause, core, effect, record, and memory, back to its original perfection, back into its original perfection, and seal it in an invincible force field of God's comprehensive divine love. We accept that this activity of light is being God victoriously accomplished, even as we call. We also accept and know that this violet flame is increasing daily and hourly, moment by moment, with every single breath we take, until this sweet earth and all her life have ascended into the fifth dimensional crystalline solar realms of light on the new earth. And so it is, beloved I am, beloved I am, beloved I am that I am. Take a deep breath. This is the Course in Miracles. I am here only to be truly helpful. I am here to represent him who sent me. I do not have to worry about what to say or what to do, because he who sent me will direct me. I am content to be wherever he wishes, knowing he goes there with me. I will be healed as I let him teach me to heal. Take a deep breath. I am prosperity. I let go of the misconception that anyone or anything can withhold from me all that this abundant universe has for me now. I am an open door, and all kinds of riches flow to me now. I am an irresistible magnet with the power to draw to myself the supply of all good things according to the thoughts, feelings, and mental pictures I continually hold in my consciousness. I realize that I am responsible for my life situation, and I have the power to create whatever I wish in my life. As of this moment, I choose to create for myself a life of health, success, happiness, and prosperity. Excuse me. I know that this universe is filled with God's abundance, and I accept these riches into my life now. I choose infinite abundance for myself and for all humanity. I know all of my needs will be perfectly met at all times. Rapid changes come in all aspects of my life as I now open my mind to the unlimited resources of this universe. All of my financial affairs are now in perfect order. I love doing my work, and I am richly rewarded, both creatively and financially. I give my love, my gifts, my all, and I am therefore rich, well, and happy now. I am prosperity. The Lord is my shepherd, there is nothing I shall want. Fresh and green are the pastures where he gives me repose. He leads me beside still waters. There he revives my soul. He leads me in paths of righteousness for his name's sake. Should I walk in the valley of darkness, I shall not fear, for you are there with your crook and staff, and with these you give me comfort. You have prepared a banquet before me in the sight of my foes. My head you have anointed with oil, my cup is overflowing. Surely goodness and mercy shall follow me all the days of my life, and I shall dwell in the house of the Lord forever. And last but not least, O cosmic birther of all radiance and vibration, soften the ground of our being and carve out a space within us where your presence can abide. Fill us with your creativity so that we may be empowered to bear the fruit of your mission. Let each of our actions bear fruit in accordance with our desire. Endow us with the wisdom to produce and share what each being needs to grow and flourish. Untie the tangled threads of destiny that bind us as we release others from the entanglement of past mistakes. Do not let us be seduced by that which would divert us from our true purpose, but illuminate the opportunities of the present moment. For you are the ground and the fruitful vision, the birth, power, and fulfillment, as all is gathered and made whole once again. We give thanks, we let it be, and so it is. Take a deep breath. Welcome, Tom. Good to see you here. Good morning, and welcome everyone. I listened to a very powerful message yesterday from Kristen Husted, and it's called A New Way of Living, Walking into Your True Self. Walk into your true self. No judgment, heart living, change is here. So I'll let you find that, but it is on my page. And yes, this is the last week of the Walk for Peace, which I've been following with great enthusiasm. And so we have some more posts about that. It's these 20 monks, led by one relatively young man with great courage and vision, and still learning his name, but himself and 20 monks all together, and their dog Aloka from Fort Worth, Texas, to Washington, D.C. Today and tomorrow. And then they fly back home, I think, on Saturday. After 2,300 miles of faith, patience, and quiet courage, the journey reaches, the heart of the nation. Today is the 108th day, which is, of course, a 9, which is, of course, completion. So a shout out to our brothers and Aloka, all those on the path. Here's another one. As we prepare to leave this pilgrimage, perhaps feeling sad, some thoughts about life. So there are, they have 1 million followers on Facebook, and hundreds of thousands of people have seen them in person and thanked them and dedicated themselves more deeply to peace. And it's a thing, my friends. Yeah, it's the beginning of a hopeful new chapter here. As we prepare to leave this pilgrimage, perhaps feeling sad, some thoughts about life. Our planet is a schoolroom because it is the densest planet in the universe. We are here to discover that we are both dense and etheric, and at best to transform the dense into understanding, and therefore knowledge, seen as light. Everything is a frequency, and the highest is love. Love has a wide broadband and includes our love of perhaps a favorite pet, which is different to our love of our family. As we learn compassion, our frequency becomes higher. It takes lifetimes. Buddha and Jesus and all the great teachers lead the way to the highest frequency. We are all bathing in this beautiful vibration created by this event. We can remember it, nurture it, and grow it. Take a deep breath. Beautiful. Gratitude to everyone on our day 100. With our own steps alone, we could never... Let's see. Trying to read this one. Go over here. Okay. Some cool music. Gratitude to everyone on our day 100. With our own steps alone, we could never help peace grow and bloom. Looking back on day 100. Our hearts overflow with gratitude for all we witnessed. We were overwhelmed by the kindness that met us at every turn. Okay. I'm not sure how to read all of that. Anyway, just soak it up as you can. Here's another one. The Buddhist monks walking from Texas to DC are in Virginia this weekend, captivating millions of people nationwide as their journey is set to end next week. Yeah, we'll give you a little taste of this here.
Seeing so much people coming out, that tells me that seeing so much people coming out, that tells me that people really need help.
Friday night, I sat down with Venerable Panyakura in Stafford ahead of the final leg of his journey. He told me he'd seen so much suffering. He thought the walk might prompt peace, slow people down. Still, he never expected this response.
I have encountered many people who come to me and said, "You saved my life during this walk." And that shocked me, because we simply just walk.
If there are viewers of ours who are lonely, who are hopeless, who are suffering, what would your message to them be?
Get a piece of paper and a pen, write out the statement and say, "Today is going to be my peaceful day."
Peace, he told me, is something we have to practice every day. So his message: make your bed, don't start your morning on the phone, breathe, stay focused, and accept.
Peace is very simple, but we expect too much.
The monks began their march in October from Texas and will complete it next week in Washington. He prays, though, it will only end literally, not figuratively.
we truly hope that people will continue this walk for their life. Seeing so much people coming out, that tells me that...
There you go. Okay, that's our brother, whose name still escapes me, but there he is. Okay, Venerable Bhikkhu Panakara. Beautiful pencil drawing here. Portrait of Venerable Bhikkhu Panakara. The message of Walk of Peace is really touching deeply my heart. Thank you. Okay. An amazing picture here. He was given as the venerable monks, it's a tongue twister, approached the night stop in Alexandria, Virginia. Bhikkhu Panakara was given a white homing pigeon, which he set free. These birds are trained to fly home and no harm comes to the bird. The 2,300-mile walk is fast approaching for peace. So there will be events today and tomorrow, I understand. And looking forward to hearing them. And you know, this guy is tuned in. He really is carrying the world in this beautiful ceremony of walking for peace, this beautiful gift. Okay, going out on a limb here, it seems extraordinary that the walk finishes as the planet is upgraded to a higher frequency. It is my belief that this event and all the prayers have been a significant factor in enabling this. If you're feeling weird, then that this is a frequency upgrade. Blessings on all who walked and all the countless folks who supported this miracle. Well, the thing is, let's keep it going, my friends. And here's one more. Here are 3 reflections that stayed with me from the words of Bhikkhu Panakara. First quote, "The past is a history. No one can change history, so we don't need to hold on to it anymore. It is time to drop those rocks from our shoulders." There's so much compassion in this reminder. Old pain weighs us down. Carrying it only makes the path harder. Letting go isn't giving up. It's how we learn to walk freely again. Second quote, "When thoughts arise, do not follow them. Come back to the breath. Live in the present moment," which is, of course, meditation. Again and again, he points us back to something simple. Peace isn't hidden somewhere far away. It begins right here with one breath in this moment. And the third and final quote, "Today is going to be my peaceful day. This isn't a hope or a wish. It's a choice. A quiet commitment we renew each morning through how we speak, how we act, how we move through the world. When I hold these words together, one truth becomes clear to me. Peace isn't something we wait for. It's something we practice, step by step, breath by breath." Take a deep breath. Okay? Yes, please. All right, we have some new Ali Ray here. Thank you for all of that. More to come. As I say, many presentations and ceremonies over the next 2 days. I'm sure the mainstream media will be ignoring it for all they're worth, but we'll find out. The way to peace, the way to a miraculous life. This is Sister Ali Ray. The way to peace, the way to a miraculous life, lies not in insisting that the world conform to what you have believed it is for and what you have believed about yourself, but rather in relinquishing all of the ideas you have learned, in relinquishing even the belief that you exist, to relinquish all notions and ideas upon the altar of your heart, and to own wholly, WH, your complete ignorance. For only a mind emptied of itself can be taught anew. Kaboom. The way to peace in life, the way to mastery, the way to union with all of creation, lies not in trying to make or do, but in mastering the art of relinquishing, the art of resting in the humility and innocence of a divine knowing. Sweet. From this emptiness, all things become revealed anew. Behold, I make all things new. Write this, for these words are faithful and true. Revelation 21:5. Be easy, make deep peace with the process of being unwound. Allow yourself to be made empty. Allow love to have its way with you. There is nothing to fear. Only love is real. I so love you. Ali Ray. Love is, love is, love is. God is, God is, God is. And thank you, Ali. I have another one by you as well. Here is also the video from Speakeasy's talk on Sunday afternoon with Maureen Muldoon, which I mentioned yesterday. It's excellent. She covers the 12 promises of the 12 steps. And if you've gone through the 12 steps, which I have, it's a powerhouse, my friends. It breaks that little ego right up. I'm going to read this. I read it yesterday. This is also Walk for Peace. When a journey ends, but something bigger begins. Over the past few days, I've been seeing something beautiful and heartbreaking at the same time. So many of you are quietly grieving, not because Walk for Peace failed, but because it succeeded. Because somewhere along these miles, a community was born. Because strangers became companions. Because hope became something you felt in your chest, not just believed in your mind. Some have asked, what happens after the 14th? Others fear that this sacred energy might fade once the footsteps stop. But here's the truth, and it's a powerful one. Excuse me. The Walk for Peace was never only about walking. It was about awakening something in us that keeps moving long after the road ends. The official page reminded us today that while the physical journey is nearing completion, the path of peace continues through every kind choice, every gentle word, every act of compassion we carry forward. And honestly, that might be the most beautiful part. Because now peace no longer belongs to a road, it belongs to us. To those watching from hospital beds, small apartments, distant countries, quiet corners of the world, you didn't just witness this walk, you walked it in spirit, and that counts. Maybe what's ending isn't a movement, maybe what's ending is the need for distance between us. I'd love to hear from you. What has this journey changed in you? May all beings be well, safe, and at peace. And it's signed, Tender Earth. Take a deep breath. That is a sweet thing, my friends. This is why Uncle Lou loves his morning prayers and poems. Mercy. Use me, O God, I stand for you. And here I'll abide as you show me all that I must do. Here is Eileen Caddy for today. Aim high. February 10th. One moment here. There we go. Aim high, Eileen Caddy. The higher the better. Even if you do not achieve that high, aim every time. At least you will find yourself being stretched to capacity. Always expect the very best in life. See yourself receiving it and give eternal thanks for it. Remember that I know what you have need of, even before you ask. And all your needs are being wonderfully met. How blessed you are to know these wonderful truths and to be able to absorb them into the very depths of your being, to be aware of the tremendous changes and the constant growth and expansion on all levels, to know that with all the upheavals in the world, which are bound to come for the old must go to make room for the new. No harm will befall those souls who have learned to put their whole faith and trust in me. To know without a shadow of a doubt that with me all things are possible. Take a deep breath. Just remember that last line for the rest of your life. With God, all things are possible. Abraham, when you reach for the thought that feels better, the universe is now responding differently to you because of that effort. And so, the things that follow you get better and better too. So it gets easier to reach for the thought that feels better because you are on ever-increasing, improving platforms that feel better. Can we have that again? Yes, please. This is it, my friends. It's Reality Creation 101, the final exam. If you didn't know, you will know, because we are called. When you reach for the thought that feels better, the universe is now responding differently to you because of that effort. The effort of reaching for the thought that feels better. And so the things that follow you get better and better too. So it gets easier to reach for the thought that feels better because you are on ever-increasing, improving platforms that feel better. The better it gets, the better it gets. It's keeping that cynicism on a short leash. Here's one Ali Ray quoting the great Krishnamurti, where this whole thing began for me at 16 years of age. You have to voluntarily examine your life, not condemn it, not say this is right or this is wrong, but look. When you do look in that way, you will find that you look with eyes that are full of affection, not with condemnation, not with judgment, but with care. You look at yourself with care and therefore with immense affection. And it is only when there is great affection and love that you see the total existence of life. He could be a very crabby boots, but he certainly had some wonderful messages about love. Okay, let's take a deep breath. What else have we got here? Yeah. Just scanning. I've been following the monks on their walk for peace since early November, back when they were still sleeping roadside, quietly moving forward without attention or recognition. From the beginning, I knew I wanted to see them in person. I wanted to meet those gentle smiles, to hear those calm, grounded words with my own ears. Raleigh was my first plan. Snow ended that. Richmond was my second plan. Snow ended that too. For a moment, I felt defeated, like maybe this wasn't meant to happen. But then I paused and reflected on the very lessons the monks had been offering day after day, and one truth became clear. The only thing actually stopping me was me. If something truly matters, you don't wait for perfect conditions. You adjust, you choose, you show up. So that's what we did. I skipped work, my child skipped school, and honestly, in the grand scheme of life, those sacrifices felt small. We chose peace. We chose loving kindness. We chose presence over schedules and meaning over deadlines. The past few months had taken a toll on me. I'd been allowing the weight of the world, its anger, division, and injustice, to seep into my body. It was showing up physically. I was sick, exhausted, carrying too much. I needed healing, and I didn't know how to begin. The only place I felt relief was in listening to the monks' words along the journey. Then on Wednesday, I heard him speak about the monkey mind, and something incredible happened. Because of my TBI, there are concepts I had lost access to. I'm not sure what that means. Teachings my yoga once shared that had faded from reach. But hearing those words again sparked something. Pieces of my mind felt like they woke up. I knew in that moment, if anything could help me retrain my mind, it would be witnessing this loving kindness in person. That's when I decided, no matter what, it was happening. I love this. Thursday night, Venerable Bhikkhu Panakara spoke about not forcing life, about allowing children to become who they are, not who we decide they should be, about how the monks aren't bringing peace to us. They're simply reminding us that peace is a choice. When we find it within ourselves, we naturally offer more of it to the world. That is true. He spoke about not clinging to disappointment, about not letting what goes wrong become a burden we carry. On the drive home, my child and I reflected together. I was so proud. She chose this journey herself, and it felt like everything that had been delayed, canceled, and rerouted was actually in perfect alignment. The snow didn't block us. It guided us. By not forcing unsafe travel, we accepted changes. By staying open, we ended up exactly where we needed to be, hearing exactly what we needed to hear. It was brutally cold, about 14 degrees. I lost feeling in my toes before the talk even began. My legs were numb halfway through, and yet we stood there, listening to every word, absorbing the stillness, the compassion, the quiet strength. And all I could think was this: here we are bundled in layers, shivering, struggling, and here they are, walking mile after mile in simple robes, minimal protection, no complaints, no quitting, just breath, just presence, just one step. I still can't comprehend the level of inner peace it takes to endure that kind of physical discomfort day after day without letting the mind turn it into suffering. Day 103 in Fredericksburg is now something I will carry with me for the rest of my life. That gets me. I hope the monks and Aloka found use for the offerings we left. And I hope my Manti bracelet found its way into the hands that love it as much as I did. This journey changed me. Beautiful. Awesome. Thank you for that. That is what it's all about, boys and girls. Let love break you open and change your life. Okay. Jane Redpath, Room with a View. I'm so happy to be here for the next 5.5 weeks. It feels so aligned. Feeling deep gratitude. Keep believing in the magic. Well, Jane is in Mount Shasta, I believe. And that's a beautiful picture. Bless you, Sister Jane. Another pilgrim on the road to find out. Mercy. So, my friends, yeah? A lot of wisdom. Another from Ali Ray. When you see the world, you see God. Nisargadatta. When you see the world, you see God. There is no seeing God apart from the world. Beyond the world, to see God is to be God. The light by which you see the world, which is God, is the tiny little spark, I am apparently, so small, yet the first and last in every act of knowing and loving. Let me say that again. Sri Nisargadatta. Everyone is a philosopher, a poet, and a metaphysician these days. When you see the world, you see God. There is no seeing God, excuse me. When you see the world, you see God. There is no seeing God apart from the world. Beyond the world, to see God is to be God. The light by which you see the world, which is God, is the tiny little spark, I am. Apparently so small, yet the first and last in every act of knowing and loving. Take a deep breath. Okay, here's another one. Tomorrow, the Walk for Peace reaches its final destination in a little city called Washington, D.C. As this 2,300-mile journey comes to a close, everyone is warmly invited to join the monks during these final meaningful days, February 10th and 11th, today and tomorrow, as they arrive in the nation's capital and gather for peace. These days are open to all who wish to witness, walk alongside, or simply stand in quiet presence. Full schedules and locations for the events will be shared soon in official accounts. At the same time, a special invitation is extended to venerable monks and nuns from all Buddhist traditions. The Walk for Peace team respectfully invites monastics to join this final gathering, walking and standing together in a shared spirit of unity, compassion, and peace. Monastics are encouraged to register in advance so preparations can be made with care and respect. This final arrival is not just an ending, but a moment of coming together, a reminder that peace is something we walk toward together. All are welcome. May you and all beings be well, happy, and at peace. Take a deep breath. Well, it's a very powerful thing, my friends. You know, it reminds me of Mahatma Gandhi, who did the Salt March. And that the Indians were not going to use British salt or let the Brits take the Indian salt, or it was a simple thing. But whatever it was, I'll have to look at it again. Whatever it was, the Salt March, look it up, Mahatma Gandhi's Salt March. And I could do that in a minute here on Grok. He marched through the country, and he had a little bag of salt tied around his neck. And everyone was giving their salt, or, you know, gathering their salt. And his march through one city after another, of course, was like the monks. His commitment, his vision, his courage, his unwillingness to stop or to turn back or to quit, lifted the whole spirits of the country, lifted the spirits of the whole country, is what I want to say there. And yeah, of course, Dr. King and Selma, Alabama, the March to Selma, and the Edward Pettus Bridge, and all the marches that happened during the Vietnam War to end the war, and Dr. King and the civil rights and all of that, as I was saying. Marching, yeah, it's a simple statement, but it's a powerful commitment. I've been on many of them, and my friends here protesting the death of the Palestinians for the last 3 years. Yeah, I've been doing it as well. And makes a difference. Makes a huge difference for all of us. God bless us. Well, where are we? Bibbidi bobbidi boop. I was listening to Elizabeth April on another note, and yes, Neville Goddard and Brian Scott, and of course there's Abraham, all these teachers of conscious, Michael Beckwith, conscious reality creation. And we are truly being asked to take full and total responsibility for our values and to put it into practice in every area of our life. The word is impeccability, and it is a tall order for most human beings to keep what's inside and outside in alignment and consistent. Use me, oh God. That's where prayer, meditation, fasting, and generous acts of service help us be freed from the burden of self. Here's another one from the Peace Walk. Unconditional love isn't loud. It's gentle, it's patient, it shows up quietly. Watching venerable bhikkhu with animals, children, elders, literally everyone, is a reminder that compassion isn't selective. He doesn't ask where you're from, what you believe, or what you've been through. He just shows kindness, always. In a world that's constantly choosing sides, this kind of love feels radical. Maybe the world doesn't need more opinions. Maybe it needs more compassion. Absolutely true. Picture of our brother with his head bowed to the head of their beautiful dog, Aloka, who was going through some challenging moments, changing the world one silent step at a time. Eileen Bray, there you are. One hug, one smile, one bracelet, one word at a time. God bless them all. Beautiful, hon. Thank you, Sister Eileen. So here's Brother Ron Whitehead talking about Bad Bunny and the halftime show at the Super Bowl, which I didn't see, but Annie was talking about. She was there with her friends. Ron says, in 2014, he's giving a shout out to the acknowledgement of the Latino community throughout Central and South America and throughout the U.S., and how many Latinos are in America. 2.4 million in New York, 1.8 million in LA, 1 million in Houston, nearly 1 million in San Antonio, Chicago, Phoenix, El Paso, Dallas. He says, in 2014, I was honored to represent the USA at the International Latin American Poetry Festival. Leading poets from all the Latin American countries. This brings me back to my days at Midnight Special bookstore, where I got to meet a lot of these good folks. Spain and the USA were featured. The festival was held in Houston. 45% of Houston's population identifies as Hispanic or Latino. The award ceremony at the end of the festival was held at Rice University. The mayor presented me with a special award saying, Ron Whitehead, you were the only person who listened to every poet, and you're the only person here who doesn't speak Spanish. Will you please share with us what that was like? Surprised, I stood up and said thank you. When I was a boy growing up on a farm in Kentucky, I started listening to music from other countries in languages I didn't understand. I discovered that I understood the emotions of the songs by listening to and feeling the music. I do the same with poetry. I grasp the meaning by feeling with my heart and soul. And then I concluded by adding, and I promise to learn Spanish mañana. And I'll say that every day for the rest of my life. Everyone laughed. Good man yourself, Ron. Ron Whitehead, U.S. National Lifetime Beat Poet Laureate, standing with the flags of the Americas. Photo by Rian Garcia. Ron is quite a character. He came roaring into my feed here one day, and I've shared many of his poems. He's a powerful, powerful messenger of light. Here is a poem about the Divine Mother by our friend Mary Bridget O'Donoghue. We will not demonize. To do so would be to aggrandize. We will hold steady until all is realized through her eyes. The girl who loved the baby of abuse as her own, until abuse became love, and heaven was remembered as her womb. She made herself the throne. We know what this is about, my friends. We will not demonize or aggrandize. We evict the unholy parasite from sacred space. We reclaim heaven and its sanctified keepers. When the depravity finally hits, when the inversion turns the stomach to its final cinch, let us look to that girl, that mother, who knows how to take evil and turn it into love. If there is a way that is needed for this time, it is her. Her way now, fearless love until completion, until this hell realm is evolved in love's whole embrace to its next iteration. It will be remembered that heaven enters earth through mother. Beautiful. Take a deep breath. Yeah, that says it for me. The women are the healers of this world, and the wounded masculine is on display everywhere you turn, and it is a deep time of healing and mending. Take a deep breath. I have another one from Brother Ron. The flowers we eat on being creative in these troubled times. The creative imagination saves us from death in life. Creativity reignites our spirits, rebirths our souls. When I see poets, musicians, creative artists of all kinds, still creating, still performing in these troubled times, I say, thank you for providing hope and fire, for encouraging everyone to be their own original voice, to live and be their own dreams, for keeping the flame alive, no matter what is going on. This electromagnetic world paints strange symbols in our pyramid minds, or do we paint them? We enter there through the circle of love in our foreheads. We walk and crawl across the desert where fragrant flowers bloom. We get close enough to smell them. Then we eat them, and they change us forever. Fish swim there in the river. We boat down in the undercurrent consciousness. Brilliant hued colors swim in the river, while our smiling daytime selves sleep. We visit with wise spirit guides and smiling guardian angels. In the heart of the rainbow sun and the soul of the moonbow moon, our poems, our stories, our songs are mated in love, born of wonder, brimming with joy. We become the flowers we eat. Take a deep breath. Well, there you go, Ron. Thank you, brother. Yes, I think that's the top of the mountain for this morning for me. Loving it. Let me channel here for you as we finish up. Thank you for being here. If you're still hanging out there, listening in, an hour into the morning sermon, yeah. And gratitude to everyone who supports Morning Poems and Prayers by distributing the video, by subscribing to Substack, by checking out LifeWave and the Light Patch, by making a donation to the PayPal, and by reaching out and booking a one-to-one session with me for counseling or channeling. Yeah, I've done plenty of both, my friends. It's a pleasure. But here's to our brother and his people and their march for peace. It's the quiet ones you have to watch out for. That's my motto. Bless us all. And Holly Near had a song, "We Are a Gentle, Angry People," and we're singing for our lives. The next 2 days are going to be very powerful. And I'm very grateful that these brothers and sisters are walking the earth with us. Bhikkhu Panakara, BHIKHU PANNAKARA. Bhikkhu Panakara. Definitely a brother worth remembering. So it's the beginning of a new chapter, because we didn't know this man, and now we do. And he has our full attention for millions of people around the world. I saw a map with pins of where people are following the Walk for Peace, and it's most of the world at this point, which is a great thing. Yeah, that poem about the Divine Mother healing the darkness back into love. Boy, that is the stuff, my friends, isn't it? God give us strength. Thank you, everyone, for being here one more time. Go ahead and close your eyes, turn within, take a deep breath. I'll channel my higher self and my guides here for you, see what they have to add in this powerful time. Thank you. Right, God bless you, dear friends. Turn within. The answers lie within, dear friends. Your heart knows the way, dear friends. You came here for this, dear friends. The divine timing, the final exam, the reboot, the reset. Out with the old, in with the new, dear friends. To be the bridge, the liminal, the space between. From earth to heaven, dear friends, and back again. The mother, the father, the holy child, dear friends. Humanity, the four races, the four directions. Red, white, black, yellow. God bless you, dear friends. North, south, east, west. God bless you, dear friends. As above, so below, as within, so without. As you go within right now in this moment, dear friends, hearing these words, responding to some, reacting to others, you're taking a journey in the oneness of all that is. Higher self, soul, and spirit, guide, guardians, teachers, and friends, reminding you, reassuring you, recognizing yourself once again as a spiritual being, having of your own free will this human experience of this day and every day, dear friends. The courage to be the Divine Mother in the heart and spirit of the women of this world, the Divine Father in the heart and spirit of the men of this world, and all the seeming exceptions and exclusions, performances and presentations, revelations and realizations that bring you in and out of the truth that sets you free. You must shed a lot of skins, dear friends. You must let go of a lot of illusions to find your way back to self, to source, to peace. Peace is the presence of infinite possibilities. It restricts no one. It rejects no one. It includes everyone. It allows everything. And in that transcendent, graceful awareness, presence, light, beingness, do all things emerge and return. Take a deep breath. When you come back to the source of yourself, to the peace that passes understanding, to the place within you where you don't believe or understand, you know, then you have your strength, your courage, your divine will, your forward momentum, the space for grace, dear friends, the flow, like the waters of life, like rivers of love, dear friends, and oceans of joy. You have the fullness, the wholeness, and the oneness of your freedom. Compassion is your willingness to have mercy in the face of others' pain and courage in the face of others' fears. Sometimes your own pain and your own fear. To be sure, dear friends, you can't give what you don't have. You can't teach what you don't understand. You teach what you need to learn. You give what you want to receive. You express what you believe to be true. And you dance with the feedback you learn from the relationship. Such an important word in this time, dear friends. Between the hidden self and the outer world. Between the unconditional love of the divine feminine and the power and will of its expression through the divine masculine, and the marriage of both, the hieros gamos, the sacred union of the loving innocent child of freedom and happiness and joy and peace, dear friends. When a parent puts the child down for a nap or to sleep for the night, it's all about coming back to peace and love and knowing that, feeling that, accepting that, remembering that, and being that, dear friends. The children of the world are listening deeply to the words spoken in the collective consciousness of your world that is overflowing with communication, looking for the deeper meanings, the hidden truths, the essential connections between all beings, human and otherwise, that are occupying this plane of consciousness at the moment. Dear friends, to the degree that you understand, acknowledge, and embrace your love and light is the fulcrum upon which you can face and transform the darkness of seeming others or yourself. The world is one. And in your peace, in your love, in your compassion, in your mercy, in your courage, in your wisdom, in your happiness, joy, and freedom, the inner child in every man and woman, in every child, can come back to innocence and create something beautiful and wondrous, miraculous, and new. This is your charge now as never before, dear ones, to let life love you in new and wondrous ways and not get distracted, overwhelmed, or defeated by the chaos, the confusion, the pain, the suffering, the darkness that always precedes the rebirth, the renewal, the restoration of love and light. Mother Earth is listening deeply to your prayers and your thoughts and asking for and insisting upon your love and respect, dear friends, as never before. Give Mother Earth your love and gratitude for the clothes on your back, the roof over your head, the food on your plate, and the good things in your life right here and right now today. You are the way showers. You asked for this. You are the spiritual leaders of this time, whether you are comfortable with those words or not. You've earned that opportunity. It doesn't make you better or lesser, but it does make you different, dear friends. You're only responsible for what you know. And yet, to the degree that you know something, you become responsible for it. And the measure of knowing something is your willingness to become responsible for it, dear friends. It's a big opportunity for impact on the world. The world is your mirror, your reflection, your creation. You've heard it over and over again. You're experiencing now, it's never been more true. And as was said here, the past is leaving, is dying, is surrendering, is disappearing, giving you that space for grace once again to create, to initiate, to inspire, to empower, to uplift, to heal, to understand, to bless, to free, and to forgive. God bless you, dear friends. The Divine Feminine sees the wounds, hears the cries of pain and suffering and sorrow, but loves past all of that to the truth that sets all souls free. Come home to Mother Earth. Come home to the Divine Mother. Come home to God, Goddess, all that is, and be set free. Walk with your head held high, your shoulders back, your spine straight, and speak what you believe clearly and unequivocally, so that the awakening hearts of this world may remember that truly love is Lord of us all. Seems too good to be true, dear friends, but it has been true all along. This is the season of the heart, and as you love and give and remember and create and share, so the way will be made straight, the doors will open, and the opportunity will come forth. We love you so. Give thanks. We let it be. And together we say, and so it is. Peace and blessings. It is done. Namaste. Thank you. Okay, my friends, God bless you indeed. Have a wonderful, wonderful Tuesday. Tuesday is Tuesday. Peace, peace, peace.